Welcome into Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tom Downey, here to talk about some trade candidates for the Baltimore Ravens floated out by SB Nation. They put together 5 guys, well, really 4.5, I'll explain, who they think could be traded this offseason. So here are the 5, right? First up, Ben Powers, the offensive guard. Got some thoughts on these guys, which we'll get to, but first just the overview. Miles Boykin, the wide receiver. Anthony Averett, the cornerback, where they're already pretty deep with the position. And then they grouped both Trace McSorley and Tyler Huntley together as whoever doesn't win the backup quarterback job could be traded. Now, we'll go more in depth on all 5 of these guys, but first, I want you guys in the comment section to name a player that you want to trade away. Is it Powers, Boykin, maybe somebody not even on this list? Get your votes in for me right now. Now, Powers played plenty last year. That's something to say 3 times fast. Overall was okay. He was kind of more of a rotational backup guard than really an elite, obvious starter. And the main reason why SB Nation suggested him was as a trade candidate because they drafted Ben Cleveland early. And I think that is a reasonable idea. I say this, though. I think you let Ben Powers compete for a starting role. They added Kevin Zeitler, so maybe it is Cleveland and Zeitler as the starters at offensive guard for the Ravens. But let him compete. Worst case, he earns the job, right? Or maybe that's the best case. Worst case, he's bad, and then you trade him away. There's no reason to rush into a trade because at minimum, I think he's a good backup guard, something the Ravens do need. Now, Miles Boykin, however, does make sense as a trade chip. Rashad Bateman comes in and is going to take all of his snaps away. Tylan Wallace might steal from him as well. Boykin has gone from being a quote-unquote starter entering the offseason to Bateman and Sammy Watkins, plus Marquise Brown, Tylan Wallace, Devin Duvernay. All those guys could be over Boykin by the time we get to week 1. So if you can find a trade partner, I think that makes some sense. Now, the Ravens, at least to me, have adopted more of a, we would rather have too many corners than not enough corners. So I don't mind keeping Anthony Averett for the time being. As far as like a number 4 corner, number 5 corner goes, he's cheap, and he's actually pretty decent. So because of that, I would not give him away for nothing if I were the Baltimore Ravens. I think it makes more sense to keep him. But if you get like a 4th or a 5th round pick about what you spent on him way back when, sure, why not? Now, as for the quarterback discussion here, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Trace McSorley's not good. I know he fits the offense because he can run. I don't know what team would be like, yes, let's give up assets for Trace McSorley. I know there's like some memes around him out there, but he's not a good quarterback. If you want to make him into Taysom Hill, okay. I don't value that role in the NFL. I don't know what draft pick you would actually be able to get for Trace McSorley. He's just not a good quarterback. He's a good athlete, not a good quarterback, though. Now, Tyler Huntley, I think, actually showed a little bit of promise in that playoff game. But, again, yes, the idea is backup quarterbacks are valuable. Good backup quarterbacks are. If Lamar Jackson goes down, how many guys out there feel good about the Ravens' chances of winning football games? Not too many, right? So, good idea to shop them, whichever one doesn't win the backup job. I just don't know what you'd actually be able to get for him.